Well, hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube art tutorial channel. Well, in case you were in any doubt, I'm in Hutton-le-Hole today, up here on the North York moors. Well, things are really hotting up here. All the children are waiting for the ducks to come down. Interesting, isn't it? And of course, at the end where the bridge is, they go past the finishing line, and then there's a net to catch them all, and somebody has to dive in the water and put them back in the bag. Very interesting. Well, I'm back in Hutton-le-Hole again. We're going to have something to eat, I think, and I'm going to sit and sketch this scene behind me. I like the distant view, you know, not dissimilar to what I did the other day, but similar, and the light's just right now. Hi everyone, well, this week's video is all about painting using water soluble watercolour pencils, really, and I quite often go away and produce these lovely little sketches that give me a memory of where I've been. And this week we're in Hutton-le-Hole, and I'll show you exactly, I wanted to show you how I personally use these pencils to create these tiny little sketches that I use as reference when I come to upload and make a full-blown watercolour. Let me just show you the materials. Well, there we have the materials. Obviously the water soluble watercolour pencils, a small brush, any brush would do, ideal if it points, and I use these little watercolour postcards. They're only like A6, but you could use any size and any watercolour paper really, and just a small tin where I can pick up water from a stream or take a little bottle with me, and when I open it up, inside is the I just pour water into there. That's all the water you need to produce these sketches. Let me show you the basic principles that I use when I use these pencils. Now, if I'm sketching trees, I want the light coming from the right hand side. I'll put the light tree work in first, like that. So just cover that area with the light tree work, like that. Then I select the medium tone, which will gently be teased on top of that, pressing harder as I work across the paper. So we're getting slightly darker with the trees, like that. And then I would put in the even darker green. So there's only 3 shades of green there, more of a bluey green, that one. And you can intermix that in places to give you a variety of shapes within that, but make certain that it is quite dense in the dark area. And then if you require a really darker colour, then just take like a purple really and go over the top, because that will make that darker, as you can see. And what I do, I lay the colours on, or rub the colours onto the paper, and then damp a brush. Just simply damp a brush, not too wet, and then just blend them as I go along. And as you blend, you blend the colours that you've dropped onto the paper. And then you can come back if you've got a little bit of colour on, produce the tops. So you've got a varying mix, or a varying arrangement of light, medium through to dark. And that's the way I would always produce background trees. Now I'm going to look at buildings really. For instance, we have say we have a building there like that, and we have a red chimney like that, red brick like that. Right, I quite often start with the yellow because that gives us the opportunity to have a little bit of yellowing to these roof areas like that. Then of course I'll introduce a slightly well, let's just use that red at this stage like that. Notice I'm shading the way the roof actually runs, so I'm shading down. I need to shade across just to get a line, and then we've got the gable end on the other side, bit of the ridge tile, a little bit darker up one end, gives a variation. And then I'm going to go really dark, or not really dark, but somewhat darker for that area, and of course the chimney pot itself. Always a good thing to do. And then one or two little lines that come down indicating ridge tile work and the like. And then all you do, if you don't drop your pencils, you pick up a little bit of clean water and you simply tease them colours together. It blends into a lovely sort of shaped roof and chimney. Go down the gable end as well, so that you actually mark it up. And that's the way I would do a red tile roof. So I just damp my brush, and in the normal way, gable end, I'm not going to do the shadow or windows at this stage, just do the building itself, because otherwise you pull that colour down into the building colour. So we don't want that dark, we want that nice and light. A little bit on the greenery there, and you can extend it a little bit with that. Now I'm going into the darker area, nice dark. And while I have a little bit of this dark colour, I'm going to drop that here and there so it stays on your brush. And that's the good thing about using this watercolour. And you can actually use a bit of that to spread it for some form of land too. You know, they're very, very, very useful to use when quick sketches are required. And then of course we have the gable end like that. That hangs there, and the shadow there from the underside of the roof line, and of course the shadow sweeping away can go up there a little. Let's make that a little dark. There we are. That'll show up that back edge there. And then with this dark colour you can just drop in a little bit of darks here and there to indicate a bit of shading around the base of the building. We're even going to extend that a bit different colour there, so it's all very, very nice. And then finally the windows and door. Damp those up, and that's the way I would produce a very quick sketch of a building. Could be anywhere really. Now I'm going to take the brush. As you can see, I've just added that little area in the background. I just needed some background colour, which you can do with these. There we go. Blend those together, blend these and amalgamate that into that area there. So, you know, you can add and take away from bits and pieces of these colours. So I've just put all three colours down, and I've shown a bit of light at the back there. And then finally, say now we had a pond. Well, that's not difficult to do. All you do is create, what do you do? Ah, right, an image of the building, like that, there, running across. This one's going to stand right on the bank. One or two little touches in brown, just to indicate some chimney perhaps just there, gable end, and the top little bit of the roof. May be able to see a little touch of the roof. We do have a dark green for the reflection of the conifer, like that. Quite simply, always rub across the paper, and dark green there for that area. Oh, and of course dark green for the reflection of the bank for the river or pond or whatever it is. And then finally take a dark blue and sweep that across, because this is the sky plus the lovely sort of reflecting feel. And then all you do, take your damp brush, damp up the light areas first, like that, and don't rub away too much at this, just damp it, because we want that blurred reflection effect. And that's how you get it with water soluble pencils. And that you have a reflection of water. And when you sign it, always damp your, just quickly run over like that, your signature, because that really does help to that secures it to the paper really. So that's the way I use water soluble pencils.